Rugby podcast. As we've been aware, rugby is happening everywhere.
Abel Musoke, who completes his tackle. Magomu, yet again, finds Angulo! And the offload is complete! The intercept goes to Paul Masandi! He will run! That should be it! Oh! That should be it! Oh my God, Namiriango College! Very...
Welcome to this fourth episode of Let's Talk Rugby, Lockdown Edition. My name is Joseph Dungu. With me are our usual guests, with our panelists, Ambrose Kakuru, Ruben Chihumuro, and Emmanuel Sama. Our first talking point is the Rugby Africa Cup, which is actually the World Cup qualification for the rest of the African teams. And Uganda has not played any rugby since 2019, but we're back to playing ways just last Saturday at Shadondo Rugby Club. It was a 3 p.m. kickoff, and Uganda overcame Ghana with a brilliant 53-12 performance. Ivan Magomu led the team, and Adrian Casito stood out as the man of the match. With this, I want to draw your opinions. I'll start with Emmanuel Sama. What do you think about Uganda coming back to play rugby again and winning their first game of the Rugby Africa Cup?
Hello, everyone. Emmanuel Sama here. I think the game was nice. We enjoyed it. Yeah, we like, scoring vulgar scoreboards. You see something like 50-something. It's something nice to watch. The tries gallop was everything. And given our first win since 2019, we've not had an international game in between. So it was nice to watch something like that. Yeah.
Ruben Chihumuro, what do you think about Uganda's 53-12 score? Is it something we should really be excited about going into this Rugby Africa Cup campaign and looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in France 2023?
For a team that has been patched together, I should say, it was a very good score, because if it wasn't for the final score, I think many of the rugby faithfuls would be very alarmed. Because if you look at the game particularly, there were a lot of scrappy plays, a lot of times where we lost control of the game, a lot of times where we were clearly gambling. And I feel like if we were playing a team that was more experienced than Ghana, then we would have actually paid the price. But credit to the guys that came on in the second half and tried to bring back the organization. I think the subs that came in actually brought back what I can call the semblance and the difference between Uganda rugby and Ghana rugby, because we can't be struggling to play with a team like Ghana with the amount of experience and heritage in rugby that we have in Africa. So I think the score was a bit flattering, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. And if you can get a win like that out of scrappy play, then that's good.
So at this point, I would love to speak to Ambrose Kakuru. Ruben says we played a scrappy team, or rather a weaker side, and through a bit of scrappy play here and there, we managed to gather a convincing win. Do you think this should not give us reason to celebrate, since it was merely a scrappy win, as Ruben says, or we should really celebrate this win and carry on forward? Yes, Pipe.
Yes. Thank you, Dungu. I Ambrose Kakuru here again. What will you do for him? Yes, to chip in, I feel Ruben is judging the team based on the pre-COVID era. I think all of us have to give credit where it is due. This is COVID times, and every team has been set back. Actually, even the confident teams are struggling. So we must be proud of what the boys achieved. This is the first win since 2019. That should be commendable. 2, we reached the half-century mark in the first game back, so that should be commendable. 3, the team was patched up, as we have said, and managed to deliver the result 1. So we should also take pride in that. For me personally, I think that that's what I was excited about. I was excited to see the Cranes back on TV. Personally, I think that should be an achievement that we should thank management and the teams for. At least this time we managed to reach the TV. And I think our set pieces, from the coaching perspective, as a coach, myself, I feel getting the first win in the bag for you is the best thing that can happen. Remember, we're having a new coach, we're having a new captain, we're having a bunch of debutants, we're having people who have been in and out of form coming back to the fold. So I think that getting the win was a positive. I also like to dwell on the positives of a team than the negatives, because this is the first match back. I'm definitely sure assessment has been done. We have been looking at the gaps to be corrected. Because if you look at one, we considered all the 12 points in the first half. And if you look at the period at which we considered them, the heads are dropped, which was bound to happen since we are coming back from a COVID era. You could not expect the boys to be 100% full-time. Yes, that is an expectation of a fully professional side, but for us who know what has been transpiring, they delivered, and when the point reached and they felt comfortable, the heads dropped. I think they let the Ghanaians in, and then realized that, hey, wait a minute, I think we are losing control, and somehow regained the control and managed to sail through the game. So I think we must give credit to the boys. We played Ghana. That's how we performed against Ghana. Let's not look at how we shall play against other teams or how this win informs other matches. Let us take the win that this was Ghana. Our first win in the African Cup. We have got our first win, and then we go for next game. Otherwise, if we keep comparing to the next stronger teams, we will not take the moment to enjoy what the boys have delivered. That's my thing.
Okay, thank you very much, Payo. True, we should celebrate this win. But again, we have a new coach and a few new players in the squad. What do you make of this new coach's coaching technique? Do you think he has come with something new to offer, or you think he'll continue from wherever Coach Seguya left? And speaking of debutants, a couple of debutants showcased their game on Saturday. Who do you think stood out for you? Yes, Payo.
Yes. When I saw the team come out, one thing you need to know about, I have played under Makalama, and I think I have been also inspired by him. So I do definitely think he likes the forward play, but also likes that full. You have to think on your feet. He likes the term he uses, express yourself. So it means when you get the ball, express yourself, look in front, see what you can do, and express yourself. Don't come with this rigid game plan, which normally teams come out with, that when you're here, you must take this place. So one thing we must expect, what I know from him, is the youngsters will get to play. So if you have any upcoming stars who are young and make the cut, they will definitely get playing time. That one I know from him from a fact. 2, he is solid in the front rows and the squammaging area. That one he likes to consolidate that, because most of his set pieces and moves come from the scrum. Lineouts, he's also dominant, as you can see from the team. I don't like to say it based on Ghana, but I know for a fact that for his lineouts and squammaging, he is very, very, he gives it time. He puts a lot of time in that department. I would think that the ball should shift to Bobby, the backline coach, to add a bit of sparkle in the backs. The backs look to be playing, what can I say, helter-skelter. Just play as it comes, and not, because I did not see any set piece from the backs that worked out personally, but the periods I watched the game, I saw, even the tries you saw were mostly individual brilliance other than a worked out set piece. So I think we need to improve on the set pieces in the backs. But overall, I think he has brought something different from Seguya. He's just building on to what Seguya brought. I think Seguya was a formidable, he had consolidated his team. And I think Seguya's team was more experienced. And even as they set out, you could see sort of a crammed play. You would know when Foyroth was going to box kick. You would even say it even before. I remember sometimes you would laugh with Sama and Ruben the stands that he's going to box kick, and then he box kicks. So we'll definitely not see that much with Makalama. That one I should expect from him. But also, one thing I also need to know is that all of us face the same pressures as a new coach. So definitely he would have loved to have the first win under his belt. So now I'm sure he's gearing up for Algeria. Algeria doesn't have too much info. So I think he's just going to have to concentrate on him, on the team itself, and definitely it's going to be a forward. It's going to be a forwards-led game. Under Makalama, I know the forwards will take the mantle and then the backs finish. That's how I expect them to
Okay. Thank you very much, Payo. At this moment, I would borrow your brain on the few player combinations we had in the backline. You realize some of the backline combinations we have on the national team that played over the weekend were playing together for the first time. Yeah, I understand they've trained together and been together, but what do you make of that performance, most especially among the backline combinations, Ruben? And because we registered a few injury concerns, I saw Justin Chimono getting medical treatment. I'm not certain what his injury could be or what the medics were addressing, but Justin got he was feeling unwell and got attention from the medic. I see, Ruben, what do you have to say about the backline and the injury scares we have?
Yeah, well, of course, losing a person like Justin Kimono, regardless of how you debate what position would be better for him in the back line, is a very big loss, especially for a young team. This, like Payo has said, there's a very big contrast between this team and Seguia's team. Seguia's team was a lot more experienced. This team, Seguia and Coach Bobby have actually, Makalama and Coach Bobby have actually chosen to go with a lot more younger players. So losing a person like Justin Kimono, first and foremost, is going to be a wealth of experience lost within that squad. And it's going to be interesting to see if it's a long-term injury, if it's a short-term one, and who will be filling those positions. In regards to how the backline generally performed, yeah, you definitely look at, I'll agree with Pai as well on that. There was a lot of helter-skelter play. You really didn't seem to see what they were trying to do. It was more of like the forwards are giving them the platform, then they just try and exploit it. But there was nothing like they were really, that this is what they were trying to string up and this is what they were trying to do in the particular moment. Assistant captain Paul Epilo, he tried to control the game, tried to pull the strings with Ivan, but I think they still need to find some more time playing together so that they can gel more. I feel like his combination with Aaron Ofoiroth is still better than with Paul Epilo. But just because, I don't know, maybe this is the captain and because of other particular reasons, Paul Epilo gets the start. In my opinion, I think Ofoiroth would start first, but yeah, I'm not the coach. The center pairing, I don't know who of the two would be. It's very good to have big ball carriers in your midfield and very good in defense as well. But then the backline is not necessarily about individual abilities. It's also about how two people can be able to coordinate and play together. Of the two, yes, we have a man who's playing at inside center, but he has played the whole season at 8th man. We have the one playing at 13, last played 13 probably about 2 seasons ago, and consistently played 13 when he was in high school. So we have two people who are trying to play test rugby in the center pairing without knowing how each of them plays, and then also understanding that what are their roles within their team. Yes, you can both be brute force kind of centers, but then who of the two is going to be the second distributor besides the number 10, besides the number 15 if he steps in? So those are the things we have not yet understood about them. But I think it's a matter of time that this is their first game. And yeah, it was a bit scrappy, but I think it's just to get better from this point on, I think.
All right. Thank you very much, Ruben. I would like to pick on Sama right now, because you realize that if some of our players are getting injured and they are having a few reasons as to why they should withdraw from the camp. In this case, we have Isaac Rujumba, who mentioned on his Twitter account that he'll painfully have to leave the squad and focus on some personal issues. He did not really elaborate. Neither did the union come out to explain the circumstances surrounding Rujumba's withdrawal. He's a prospect. He has been an outstanding player in the league. He's a player very many wish to see try it out on the national stage. So I'm wondering what the coaches have to do. Do you think they will invite players to fit in? Because I also have an update that Alhaji Manano will not be with the squad because he has a hamstring injury. And what do you think, Sama? Is this a chance for other players to be called on to the squad? Do you think, what are our options in case more players keep getting injuries?
For the case of Rujumba, it was sad because we've seen Rujumba play coming up and he has been a promising prospect, but his omission from the squad was unclear, and we keep telling the union about this communication. So we're tired of singing this song. So guys, please try to communicate. Tell us what's happening. Give us a reason, make an official statement. It's not that hard. For the injuries, I think we've got depth. Yeah, we've got guys who can step up. Given that Chimona and Maona are out, I think we could bring back Munyani Ian. He has played 13 for a while. Yeah, he has been tested. Also, I like the way Okia played 13 when Chimona went off. Okia had to step up to the 13 role. I didn't see him very much in defense, but on the attack, he was there. Of which that brings me to the weekend's game. There are two areas I would like to talk about. That's defense and attack. So I will start with attack. Our attack was a bit scrappy. Yeah. It was very hard to see the structure of playing. You know, a team starts playing and you start to see that they are moving when they get into their shape. That's when you see the ball moving, because it's like going into an exam and the things you read are the ones you're seeing. You would write very fast. You would just be smooth. So when a team gets into shape, you see them playing very well. But when you realize it was hard for us to get 7+ phases, and if you go back and look at the stats, I doubt that any time in possession whereby we had 7+ phases, and that's really important, because we need that, maintaining the ball, maintaining possession. Then I go to our defense. Our defense was a bit lacking, yeah, because I looked at the Ghanaian number 10 having enough time to think, you know, playing with the ball, like, you know, running the show, and that's not good. You can never give the playmaker time to think. Let me give an example of the 2019 World Cup, whereby Rassi Erasmus had to use Peter Steph to put pressure on George Ford, and he killed him, eliminated him out of the entire game. And that's how they're able to switch off England. So even us, I think we should try to bring in a bit of line speed in our game. Even if it's not the entire team, at least put pressure on the number 10, put pressure on the playmakers. Don't allow them to think. Yeah, make them rush decisions. And then I didn't see much of Magomo controlling the play. Yeah, I think at some point the game went beyond his control, and we need him to step up and control the game, because he's supposed to run our show. We are all looking at him as our captain, as our playmaker, and we hope to see that in the coming games. Thank you.
Brilliant points you raised there. I think this game helped us, and for the coaches, they actually realized their weaknesses. They realized the inadequacies. I think we'll definitely have a better run against Algeria and have more points put on board. So do you guys think we'll see a much changed squad in the Algeria game? And I'll start with Payo. Do you think the coach will try out the other set of players that didn't play at first, or?
Yes, I just wanted to react to what my friend Sam has said, and I totally agree with him. On defense, our backline defense was non-existent. I'm not sweet talk it. I think our line speed was not there, and exactly what we wanted to do was not. I did not see it personally. I can say that. I think we may need to do some more training, as you have mentioned. When I look at, in fact, I've been off air. I think I was discussing the fact that I think man of the match outside Casito, because Uganda won, was Corey Addison. This was the number 10 of Ghana. I think all of us who watch the game can agree that for Ruben, who is the number 10, that Addison looked like he had more time on the ball than any other player. He would get the ball, move sideways, think. Like every time he got the ball, you could even feel it from wherever you are, as though something is going to happen, which was on our side lacking. I think I know Magom from a long time. I think the occasion got to him because it's been a long time since I last saw Magom play like this, since our coaching days, since as in high school. I think the show got to him, I think being captain, but the nerves was supposed to happen. So I think after the first game, he would definitely settle down and control the game better because he was really non-existent. We did not see the Magom we know. I saw him fail to get touch, something I've not seen in a long time. Actually, they're in camp, otherwise I would have been calling him to emphasize how can you miss touch. I saw some few up and unders, which were just giveaways without any pressure. Definitely, I would definitely be in his inbox saying, man, what's going on? You're not doing what I said every time. So I think that the pressure must go to him, but also the backline was not coordinating well, especially after Chimono went off. Yes, they scored the tries. We looked very lethal in attack, but every time the Ghanaians touched the ball, scratched the ball and moved it to the backline, we looked like as if we didn't know what we were doing. Actually, Casito was man of the match for his cross-covering tackles, because 90% we were bits and pieces. I also wanted to note that, as Ruben said, our center pairings have not played the positions they were in for a long time. And we need to get a center, especially, and this one, I think I have to send a message to all the clubs. We need a 13. The national team does not have enough number 13s that are available. All the players that play 13 tend to be a 12, switch to 13, and lack what can I call them, the technical abilities of a 13. When to release the ball, when to become the second playmaker, and the depth in that number is lacking. That's why you see we are calling on, let's call on Ian, but if Ian is not available, the options will become less. I know for a fact Claude was a center. When I saw him in high school in Laser Hill, I think Claude was a center, but I saw him playing at wing, and then I saw us preferring a winger to being the center position. So it looks like we also prefer shifting the numbers of players. But also, I think because he was a debutant, they didn't want to risk him in that position. But we need a number 13, especially in absence of Ian. Also, the forwards, I must say, we must congratulate BOD for his return to the national team. I think the forwards had the best game. Honestly, Casito got the man of the match award, but I think the front three that started the match deserved that award because every scrum that came, we won the ball. BOD standing out for me. I think coming back from injury, he really had a good game. However, even Among and Aziku had a brilliant game. Short of that, I would think Balagade and Byron were absent in roles. Either both of them were playing the same number, or because you could not see either in open play and neither could you see any in the tackling area. And yet we need one flanker definitely has to be going for the ball. So one of them has to dedicate his time for the turnovers, in my opinion, and one for the tackling, as we normally do, because we definitely missed Asaba in that game, with no doubt. Ayera Desire needs to control the game more. And Bambi Desire, if you ever watch this, just remember, number 8, never pick the ball when the scrum is moving forward when you're at the 5. You score the easiest tries. The scrum, let the guys do the hard work and you just pick the ball and score. Otherwise, we really lacked composure at the 8th man. I don't think we're going to change much. I just expect it in the second half. So I think we need some more experience in the front row. And I think also we will definitely control the game better. I think Magom will definitely step up a little better. That's my opinion, I think, for the next coming game.
All right. Well said. I think I also think I greatly think Uganda will play well this Saturday because and looking elsewhere, Pool A has Namibia and Madagascar, Pool B Senegal and Kenya, and Pool C the favorites being Uganda. I think if because it's most likely to happen that in case we top a group, which is the most likely outcome, we are going to play Kenya in the quarterfinals. I wouldn't want us to get ahead of ourselves, but do you guys think we are ready to take on Kenya at this moment? I'll start with Payo.
Now you're asking me as coach. I don't think we need to go there yet. I think you first need to, you see, as a coach, have you qualified yet? No. If the answer is yes, then you start the mathematics. That's how simple it works. Because you can start counting Kenya and then you fail to get out of the group. So first things first, let's first tackle Algeria. I know everyone is now already thinking about Kenya. Trust me, in sport, anything can happen. Today, you can be on top. Tomorrow, all of a sudden, we may be out. So I want to say that, but I think Makarama should be taking it a game at a time. But should I? No. So for me, I don't have the luxury to take it a game at a time. I think we can beat Kenya, especially in this COVID period. Especially in this COVID period, I do think that the ground has been leveled a bit. It's just more organization, tactical awareness, and I do believe that the Uganda team can actually deliver. We recently beat them in, I think the last time I think we played, we had won the Elgon Cup, we had won a match in Kenya for the first time in a long time. So I do believe, and most of the players are still around from that win. Casito was part of the team. So definitely I do believe that we can definitely pull off a win. Does it look likely now? No, definitely. But I think with time, obviously, as we are gelling and improving on our mistakes, I do believe they are beatable. I do believe they are beatable, and we can actually beat them.
Sticking with rugby in Uganda because it's our primary role before we go abroad. I wanted to talk about the women's team, but unfortunately tonight we couldn't have today or wherever everyone is watching this from. You could watch it in the morning, you could watch it in the evening, but we're supposed to have vice captain Charlotte Mudola, who is one of the very iconic names, in women's rugby in Uganda. Charlotte is the captain is the vice captain of Uganda Rugby women's team. We could not have her tonight because she said she could not speak to media right a day before the game. But well, guys, do you guys see our women's team performing tomorrow against the Sebos from Zimbabwe? I don't know if we've watched these women playing, the women from Zimbabwe, but what do you guys think?
I won't say that I've watched the women from Zimbabwe play a lot, but I'm going to focus more on our team. I think the time they have had in camp is going to be our make or break for tomorrow, because you've looked at, if I'm to break it down, you've looked at the girls that have been playing with the Black Pearls and how their game has elevated. Now, getting into camp, how are these players learning from each other? How are the Black Pearls players getting accustomed and more acclimatized with the rest of the squad? And how are the players from the likes of Thunderbirds and the rest also being able to catch up? Because Black Pearls was the class above the rest. But now we need to create a system that works well. And this goes back to the coaches. This goes back to how the team is able to sync within the camp. Because there's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of young girls being given an opportunity, and regardless of what happens, there's going to be a lot of pressure tomorrow at Chadondo, and they know they need to perform. So it will all go down to how much the team is able to stick together, and how the girls and the forwards are going to be able to give the backline the platform, because I feel like our backline is going to be our weapon. But who's going to give us the platform? Can we trust our forwards to be able to do the dirty work that is going to be able to put the likes of Emily Lekuru and Charlotte Mudola on the platform, in the spaces that they need to actually do what they can do best? So that is something that is going to be very key. And the fact that the ladies have not been playing a lot of 15s rugby is also a very big challenge for us. It could be something that could be an eyesore for us tomorrow, that we have not been having a lot of 15s club rugby for the women. We've been playing 10s, we've been playing 7s, but nothing like 15s. So that is also another aspect that could be key. So let's just wait tomorrow and see. But I'm just hoping that we can have our forwards actually stamp their ground and impose the dominance that the backline will dearly need, because it's our backline that is going to get us the results that we want.
Thank you very much. Looking elsewhere, guys, it's 2021. COVID times, and we have a very strange Lions tour at our hands. COVID cases everywhere, a bit of poor planning from South Africa, and a lot of good planning and gameplay from the Lions. Tomorrow, South Africa A is set to play the Lions, the British and Irish Lions. And it's very unusual that you see South Africa naming a squad this strong. I guess this would be a team that's having guys who are not selected part of the Springboks squad, but those are the guys from the franchise teams, from the province teams, budding and coming together to make an A team, South Africa A team, rather than the Springboks. I have to say that the Springboks maybe fear shame, and that's the brutal honesty about it. Personally, I love Springboks, but I have to say it. And the British and Irish Lions have a lot of squad rotation. They've tried out their players. And just in this named squad, we see Anthony Watson, a man who has always played on the wing, starting out at the back. So clearly, I think this is a very, very, very strange tour, and it's really going to be a cracker. What do you guys think? I'll start with Summer.
I'll have to correct you first, by the way. Anthony Watson plays 15 for Bath. So you're saying you're surprised to see him playing 15 just because you don't watch Premiership rugby. It's a bit misleading. So he plays 15 for Bath rugby. But of course, it seems like you're going to have 4 tests. In fact, I had rumors around somewhere that Rusty wants it to be 5 tests once the Fogo playing Stormers, and instead they play again another game with South Africa. But of course, South Africa is going to win this game. And this game, it would not have happened this way. But because of COVID, remember the game with Georgia, it was cancelled. So Rusty and Jack, they want to go into the 3 tests while knowing their teams are ready to go. So which other team would they use to test? Where would they get the litmus test, you know? So Rusty thought it was a good idea to have the Springboks come and play the Lions before they get into the official test. I think it's a good idea for him. It will work for him, but of which I think they're going to win this game. It's going to be entertaining, and it will be the first test, you know, Lions are playing and they have a chance of losing. And over the weekend, they played Sharks. Sharks had a good first half just because they got red card in the second half, and then the game went otherwise. But I'm not really convinced by the Lions squad. I'm not really convinced. So after tomorrow's game, I will be able to make a good judgment.
I think Zama, you're just overrated. Zama, the Lions have had a good tour. Let's agree. So far, the Lions are doing well. I would agree with you as a team. I'm also looking. I've not yet also picked my best team, but I think the players are looking good. We should agree to that. The players individually are looking good. Sam Simmons is looking good. I know you. At least you know him from the Premiership. At 8, he's enjoying himself. We must agree Josh Adams is punching above his weight and scoring twice for fun in these build-up matches. I don't like reading much in the build-up matches, but I think we must also agree that the Lions are looking good. The Springboks, on the other hand, have not showcased their skills in a while. So definitely this game will be a good assessment on where they are. For me personally, I believe the Springbok needs to get a lot of match time Because first of all, they have not played rugby in a while. Then they play the Rainbow Cup, which has been, the Rainbow Cup was a confusion of how they were playing, while these other teams have been actually playing serious rugby. And to make matters worse, the Lions happened to lose, to get in Marcus Smith after this brilliant final, which we all watched. So definitely, there's more to think about for the Springboks than was there before. So I do believe that tomorrow's game will be a good assessment, but right now, the Lions are on fire, and I think it's going to be a good test. I think somehow you should accept that the Lions are going to have a good test, especially when I see Cornelius and Itoji, and even this Ban is already imposing himself as a potential starter in this team. It's not going to be a walk in the park for me, personally, I think. And then also, Rizamit speed has already been clear, and Vandamava will be on the other wing. Definitely it takes more than one person to put Vandamava down. So definitely it will expose, and you have seen that he has done it to all the South African teams. So I think this is going to continue. He's going to be a beast, and I do believe that the Lions will put a good show. Though I do believe the Springboks and their experience should be able to win.
Clearly, undeniable favorism Payo has there for the Lions. Clearly, he's a Vandamava and Louis Summit's supporter. But I would like to borrow Ruben's mind on the COVID, because Pollard and Captain Kolisi have COVID in the South African camp. I don't know what's happening, because they're in a bubble. Ideally, we would expect players in a bubble to be safe. Who is bringing in all this COVID? I know these are very tough questions. We're all in Kampala, Uganda, and talking.
They are using private cars
happening in Cape Town. But I had to bring back the private car joke. Well, Ruben, what do you think? And do you think we were very wrong to blame our players abroad who got COVID and the management?
No one blames the players.
I think we should pick on Payo. Payo, what do you think?
Yes, I think, as I said it for the Ugandan team, nobody should blame the players for the pandemic. It always turns back to management. Welcome back, Ruben, please. It always turns back to management, so management should just pull up.
Dungu, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Ruben. Ruben, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Ruben.
Okay, allow me let Sama weigh in on that. Emmanuel, if you have any comments.
It's very hard to avoid COVID, yeah? Even if you're vaccinated, you can stay home and they'll bring it to your home. They'll deliver it to you. So we just test our depth, the Springboks depth, and of which there are players to cover. You can see the team, the setting team, the South Africa A, the lineup is pretty impressive. You saw it. Despite the cases in the camp, they still have guys who are there to cover up. And Payo said Lions has played their best rugby, but okay, yeah, they have played well, but they have not played a standard team. Yeah, okay, they played Japan. That was a good game, but we can't just conclude with Japan. We need them to play like, one or two strong sides. So if they play that South Africa A side, that's a good litmus test. So we'll be able to know if they're up to the test. And I think they are going to be beaten. They're going to be.
But we can agree the Georgia match. The Georgia match was not supposed to be a test for the Springboks, but it ended up looking as though Georgia had some knowledge of what was going on, and yet we did not expect that.
Well, that was the first game South Africa had in how many years? Since the World Cup?
Yes, precisely my point. So I don't think we can judge.
Yeah, so
on how
I think they're
improving.
They're able to iron out their mistakes. So in this coming game, that's where we're going to see magic. That's where you're going to see fireworks. That's where you're going to see the tour is going to end 3-0 to the Springboks.
You know, for us,
but personally,
the Tigers used to be for eliminating weaker teams.
Payo, first of all, I want to just say something about this tour. This tour has been very, very random, first and foremost. He's telling us that someone is saying that he's not impressed with the Lions and everything, but who's supposed to give them the opposition? It's supposed to be the South African provinces, the South African clubs. I have never seen a tour that is so underwhelming like this. Did you see what New Zealand was doing? Play Crusaders and it's a headache. Play Chiefs and it's a headache. Man, the South African provinces are really disappointed. And saying that this team is not a good team, I think out of the Lions teams that Warren Gatland has taken wherever they are touring, this is the one that's going to give him the hardest time to actually pick a test side because all the players are on top.
Second, please. I didn't say it's not a good team. Don't misquote me. I just said I'm not yet sure of their quality. I'm not yet convinced. Yeah, you can proceed, sir.
Okay, so like I was saying, that while you're not yet convinced, let me convince you that this team is very, very good. There is talent across the board. You can't say that there are these guys who just came to tour and play midweek. Everyone has a chance to play in the test team. And it's going to be very interesting to see who Warren Gatland picks. Then this issue of South Africa, I know it is good that the Springboks need ideally a test game, but I don't know, maybe they would have sincerely picked another select South Africa team to play. I feel like the whole essence of a tour should be like a ladder format. You start with the teams going up with intensity. That's why you see even with the Lions in New Zealand, they started with Blues going up until they played the Crusaders, they played the Maori All Blacks and everything. So that's what I think. I feel like it's like we're playing 4 tests. And it doesn't make sense. It will kill the whole format of what's happening. But change is inevitable. And there's been change because of COVID and because of everything. Let's wait to see. And I really think, I know you guys have all given the win to South Africa. Tomorrow, the Lions are getting that win and they are rattling the South African camp.
I do believe personally that tomorrow's game can go either way. I just want to tell someone, individually, I agree. The players are looking good for the Lions. That one, without doubt, we all must agree. Individually, the players are looking good. However, as a team, there's still some nuts that need to be tightened and then to come out. I was impressed by Jamie George, surprisingly, against the Sharks recently. I think you also saw him. I remember Kevin Owens has also been firing. Then you see also Sutherland has been playing very well. So you can see that the team is getting there. I think we're going to reach a point and enjoy that. For us, the neutrals, we are waiting for you. We're going to enjoy this game. I just want to say something about the women. The women, just before I forget, it is very bad that Dungu wanted to talk to the captain a day before the game. I think that one, if I was a coach, I would also be fighting for not to speak to them. Not that it's bad, but for concentration purposes. Sometimes when you go for interviews, you forget, and it causes a lot of anxiety among players. I think for next time, you need to schedule it earlier so that when they're not, because once this game live, the tension is a bit higher, especially for the women, when the game is this close. They have not played an international 15s game in a long, long time. So I'm sure where they are in camp right now, it's for polishing shoes and, getting socks. So they really need to be, the nerves must be up there. So I can understand why she will not want to speak right now.
Okay, thank you very much, Ambrose. I would love to ask Ruben to make his parting shots. I don't know if you guys have anything more to discuss. Ruben Chihumuro, come on and make your parting shots.
I just urge everyone that let's support the women tomorrow at Chadondo, and let's also enjoy rugby. I'm sure it will be online as well for those that have the permits to go to Chadondo. You can be a sort of the pseudo fan base that is there, and I wish the women all the best. And for the Lions, being an English faithful, I get to support even other players now that are Welsh. I don't like the Welsh, but we hope that we get the result tomorrow. But I'm also excited to see Mone Stein play, because he's before Dan Carter existed and Johnny Wilkinson, I hadn't paid attention to them before. I used to pay attention a lot to Mone Stein, and yeah, he was my inspiration. So it's going to be a very, very good game to watch. So yeah, that's it from me.
Is that why you at one point called yourself Stein Chihumuro? Well, but
yeah,
let's move on to
the reason, and then
I guess you have something to say.
Let's go ahead tomorrow, guys. Stream the games, support the women. I know you guys tend to ignore women rugby, but try to give it attention, support them. And then for the Lions game tomorrow, trust me, if Lions beat South Africa, that'd be like the end of the series, because that's not even the best Lions team they assembled. So if that team beats South Africa, then how about the strongest team they could assemble? So it's only good for us that South Africa wins with a big score. Yes, for everyone. So cheers, guys. Let's keep watching rugby.
And that's true. I agree with Sama. Absolutely, guys. Let's watch that game tomorrow. Yes, Ambrose, your parting shots, big man.
Yes, thank you. Obviously, Sama, for the good of the sport, I would agree with you that Springboks winning would be the good thing to happen, and it will put a smile on our guy in green. So definitely, it will be a good thing. I don't mean Ruben, because he has clearly said now he doesn't like anyone except the English. So I don't know how he got the Irish shirt, but it's still okay. My parting shot is, guys, let's support the women. I think on our next Let's Talk, we shall start with the women rugby. I think they have come leaps and bounds far, so we need to support them and give them all the encouragement. Go girls, please make us proud tomorrow. And guys, keep safe, stay safe, and see you next time. Let's talk rugby.
Right, thank you very much. It's been a good evening of talking rugby from wherever you watch this from. Keep safe, keep sanitizing. Have a blessed evening.